I've been living in the UK for about 5 months now. I've got a job and I've had enough time to really settle in. So I thought I'd make this video now to discuss some of the differences, similarities, pros and cons of my life here in the UK versus what it was like back home in Australia. So for a bit of context, when I was living in Australia, I was living in the city of Melbourne most recently, but I've grown up down the Mornington Peninsula and I've also lived in the Northern Territory as well. And here in the UK, I'm currently in Cumbria, which, as you can see, there's lots of hills, valleys, farmland, but it is just a small town really. I have been to the cities a couple of times. I've been to Manchester about 5 times now, which was a pretty cool place. So, and I have been to London like ages ago, like over a decade ago. So I have visited the big cities, but I'm just going to be comparing it mainly to my kind of life at the moment, which is in Cumbria. Probably one of the biggest differences that I've experienced so far is just the landscape. So as you can see around me, this town, Kendal, is basically just surrounded by farmland, hills, valleys. It's known for, it's quite popular lakes, which is a tourist destination. But when you compare that to what it was like back in Australia, I was living very much in the city, the heart of Melbourne. So very busy. It's a city with skyscrapers and that. And with that, I think it can be easy to get stuck in that kind of bubble. Whilst I've been here, I've definitely had appreciation for, just going for a walk, getting some fresh air and, just kind of taking it all in, really. It makes you appreciate your surroundings, and that's something that I definitely did not do back in Melbourne. Although Victoria has some very scenic kind of outdoorsy routes and treks and trails. You've got the Dandenong Ranges, and there's plenty of locations that you can go for a road trip to and, have a good walk, get some good photos. It's just not something I was really interested in. And it's something that I was always like, I'd like to go to the Dandenong Ranges and go for a walk there, or, I'd like to go for a road trip and get out and about. But it's just one of those things that just never really happened. We obviously all live busy lives. Your friends live busy lives as well, and it's harder to tee something up with them. But, just being, out here, and there's just so much free space. Maybe it's just being around the sheep all the time. I just feel like I'm just a one with nature, I've never seen so much sheep in my life. But no, the sheep are chill. They just eat grass all day. That is just being zen, I feel. Just these sheep, that's all they do. They just eat grass all day. They're just staring at the grass, eating away. Okay, I wanted to touch on the morale in this country. I feel like a lot of people think that, the UK is a place where people are, it's just depressing because of the weather and maybe the just general quality of life. But, I'd say people are super friendly here, super nice. It's a strange balance, because I feel like people in this country are more friendly than the Australian public. Like if you're walking past someone, especially out where I am at the moment, if you're walking past people, you'll always get a hiya, how's it going kind of thing. I feel like strangers are a lot more likely to, you know, just have a quick hello and stuff. Whereas in Australia, I feel like people kind of keep to themselves. Like if you're going on a walk or you're walking the dog, you know, people aren't really gonna go out of their way to say, hey, how's it going, blah, 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 blah. Like Australian public are, you know, we're super, we're easygoing, easy to get along with. But I feel like people in the UK are a lot more friendly. Having said that, I feel like there's this almost collective gloom here that, you know, they all wish that they were in another country like Australia. Like everyone who I come in contact with at work who picks up on my accent and goes, are you from Australia? And I go, yeah. They go, why are you here? Why are you in the UK? In not back home living the dream. Okay, one thing that I do have to make a point about absolutely is the English Premier League. Now, if you're anyone like me, I love my football, and the English Premier League is something that I've watched since I was 14, 15, living in Melbourne, waking up at 3 a.m. to watch Liverpool games. Now, of recent years in Australia, the Premier League rights have gone to Optus Sport, and in a way, it's fantastic. You have all the games live, you have short highlights, extended highlights, every game's live, you can watch everything there in one place. It's one subscription, so if you're already getting a phone deal with Optus, it's already there for you, fantastic. In this country, the home of the English Premier League, you have to have 3 subscriptions to watch. If you want to watch every game, you have to have 3 subscriptions. You've got to have Sky Sports, you've got to have TNT and Discovery, which is absolutely crazy, because when it came time to actually watching the games here, I just thought, you know, Sky Sports was going to be like a Foxtel and you could just get everything on that. I was proven wrong when, you know, I think one of the biggest games of a weekend that I was watching, Liverpool Man City or Liverpool Man United, wasn't on Sky Sports, and it was on like an American streaming service. And it's just crazy to me that like the home of the biggest football league in the world has to have 3 different providers. Whereas, yeah, back home, it's all in one place. All right, a few cost of living observations that I've made. Travel is a massive expense that you have to take into account. I did not realize just how much a train ticket costs here. Like, to go from where I am, Kendal, to Manchester is about the same distance from St Kilda to Ballarat, to all my Australian viewers. Now that is going to cost you, on average, about $50. And to go from where I am now to London is about, honestly, about $120. So if you are planning a trip to go from one side of the country to the other by train here in the UK, just know that you're going to have to be forking out some serious cash. Now, obviously, coming from Melbourne, I love my coffee. So one of the first things that I did whilst I've been in Kendal was to suss out the coffee scene here. Now, getting a small coffee here is going to set you back probably £3.50. So if you do the currency conversion on that, that is about $6.50. I could not believe that. Getting a large coffee here is about $4.50, which is about $8 to $9. That is absolute That is absurd. Getting a small coffee in Australia, probably looking at about $3.50, and a large coffee anywhere from about $4 to $5, maybe $5.50. Let me know if my coffee prices are a little bit wayward. I haven't been home and had a coffee in Australia in a while, but the last time I was there, I remember that you could get a regular or a large coffee from anywhere from $4 to about $5.50. You were not paying $6 for a coffee in Australia. Well, my phone is about to die, so I'm gonna have to end the video there for today. If you'd like a part 2, let me know. If there's any topics or things that you would like me to discuss, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya.